Hey buddy, Jim's Coleus of Coleus. Breaking the weather here in New Jersey. It's been so hot and humid and just really the humidity, the heat and humidity really takes its toll on your Coleus. So if you're in an area that gets a lot of heat and humidity, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's a tough business to keep your Coleus looking well. They droop and so forth. They look like, just like how we feel, they feel. So anyway, this morning I woke up and it was a cool breeze. The humidity was really low. I opened up all the windows. I shut the air conditioner off. It's so tired of central air. Anyway, I'm looking at my Coleus today, and I could just see a marked improvement. It's like they all have smiles on their face. So just gonna go over some of my mega planters. Real slow day yesterday at the farmer's market. I only sold a handful of plants, and that's happened. Again, it was such a humid, hot, just a really overcast, humid day yesterday, and there wasn't a lot of traffic out. Even the farmers, we were all saying, "Where are the people?" But that happens. It happens, and but you know what? I'm glad this weather, the weather's changed. It gives my Coleus a chance to recover. Just trimmed a bunch. I know we're getting later in the season and so forth, and again, depends on where you live. I mean, the season's not over. I mean, we're still in July, and you got July, August, September, and maybe it depends a little bit of October to enjoy these plants. But again, towards the once we start getting towards the end of August, I start switching over to my seed harvesting and so forth. So, but anyway, I'm going to show you with my mega planters, and take a look at them. Let me know which one's your favorite. I had a couple of bites on them. I do bring these to the farmer's market. If I can sell them, I sell them, and most of the time I do. If I have three, I might sell one or two, or but I grow them for my yard to have. They're beautiful, to take cuttings from if I need, and ultimately to sell them if I can. So all right, so let's take a look and let me know which one's your favorite. Okay, last minute, this one's been on my property, and I was like, oh, this is my beautiful Coleus. I'm never going to get rid of this. And I said, you know what, I'm going to bring this to the sale, to the farmer's market. Why not? I have a lot of rootings from it and so forth, and I got a lot of seeds from it. So I did bring it, and I got a bite. Lady was ready to buy it and stuff, and she was like, oh, I don't know if I have a planter at home that I wanted to put it in, and she didn't think it was going to fit. So she was back and forth, and I even made her a little deal. I discounted it a little bit, and then she's like, let me think about it. I'll be here. And I said, I'll be here next week if you're interested. Unless somebody buys it. So anyway, what do you think of this one? This is sort of like a wizard, almost a Kong red, but it has that jitters action. It's just got very slender leaves. So I sort of call this my wizard rose, my fireworks wizard rose, and that's just my name for it. It's not the name of it, but I just call it my wizard rose fireworks. So beautiful, very full. You can barely see the pot. You can't see the pot. It's just a beautiful full Coleus. And there's been a handful of seed stalks developing, and I just been snipping them. Now if I just let this go to seed, it wouldn't look so beautiful. So just a word of caution for you, those of you who get your Coleus this big, and you can do this. If you do see it going to seed and you don't want seeds, snip those seed buds. If you see one coming in, just pop it. You can see right here there was one come in and I snapped it off. I don't want seed stalks for this plant. See, there you go. There's always something. Like I said, I spend hours sometimes. I kind of hanging out in my yard today, and just going over some of them and picking any leaves that I miss. Something that's kind of worn. I'll leave that. I'm not really going to mess with this one too much. I think I trimmed a little bit yesterday, but it's a big, full, healthy plant, so I don't overdo it. I sort of go into the if it ain't broke, don't fix it mode, and I apply that to my plants. So if it's beautiful and it doesn't need to be trimmed, then I won't. So what do you think? Wizard Rose Fireworks. Look at that color. This is my motorcycle. I love motorsports, and I had this built 2 years ago. I always wanted an Indian, so I have this on the deck, on batter's deck, the batter's box. I'm going to be going to the pool and try to relax today. I don't know what that word means, but anyway, it's parked next to my Lord Voldemort, the Lord Voldemort Coleus. Now this one, obviously, I'm not going to sell. This is that monster, big, really, really deep pot. So these do really well here, and it's in fantastic shape, real healthy. You can argue it needs a little trimming down in the bottom there. I'll get to it. Now, if I saw, like with the weather and stuff, if I was expecting a thunderstorm or heavy winds tomorrow or something, I would probably trim some of these bottom ones here, because the winds, we don't want them to break. It's got pretty sturdy stems. So, and again, it's this, if you're following along, you know, this is a great plant for cuttings. And again, if you're new to my channel, this is from rootings, cuttings and rootings from the mother plant, which I bought 5 years ago, maybe. I forget. But I just constantly keep this plant going each year by taking numerous rootings, cuttings, and root them, keep them fall and winter, and then replant them in this planter, and we just do it all over again every year. Everybody knows what this one is. Fishnet. This is the fishnet stockings Coleus. And this thing, again, this was 2 or 3 rootings from last year, and it's the same thing. I don't get seeds from them. I did one year, I got seeds, but some of the offspring were more like this. They didn't really have a lot of this veining, but that happens. But you can see, obviously, and that needs to be trimmed. But it's a healthy fishnet stockings. But it's another one that just really refuses to go to seed. But we're going to try. We're going to go, it looks like there might be some seeds developing, but it's really tough. So, but if not, we'll just do what we keep doing. Just keep cutting, just make cuttings. It's, again, just like the Lord Voldemort. It's a perfect candidate because it has such hardy, thick, this actually has thicker stems than the Lord Voldemort, but very hardy leaves, and it's a perfect candidate for keeping cuttings. And again, cuttings, you can keep cuttings like I do all year long. I generally keep cuttings. I'll start cutting them in September, keep them in the colored bud vases, keep them in a bright window, and they will last all fall and winter into next spring. And then here we go, we do the same thing as the Lord Voldemort, just plant them, and we got another beautiful, beautiful, full, healthy Coleus. And by the way, here are the mosaics I was telling you about. They started seeding like right away. Once they were mature and in pots, they were just seeding. So I'm keeping a whole bunch of them over here, separated. There's no other Coleus near here that are going to seed. So we're going to have pretty pure seeds, and these are really beautiful, unusual Coleus. So I'll have plenty of these seeds for my Jim's Coleus eBay listing. The Saturn's rings, Mega Coleus. Now I trimmed this pretty well last week. It got a little bit of damage from that heavy rainstorm, the heavy thunderstorms that we had. Not that the wind broke, I think it was just too much rain. We had like 3 days of real heavy rain, and I was at work, and I normally would put it in an area to shelter it from, so it doesn't get saturated like it is. It's got a good well-drained pot, but it was just a little bit too much. And but it's coming back. It's definitely popped back. You know, like it's trimmed a little bit, and it will. And weather like this, it's a nice, cool, breezy day. Cool. It's still in the 80s, but no humidity. It's just a really refreshing day. And if your Coleus had been really hot weather, and then you get that nice break in the weather, you'll see your Coleus pop back. And they really recover well. They do well when the weather gets on the more cooler side of your summer. So there we go. Saturn's rings. What do you think? This is a monster too. I've had bigger. I had this monster here, which I grew, I guess it was 4 years ago, and I've yet to be able to get one, but this was on its way. We still had a lot of growing, so that this one here, this monster that I grew a few years ago, this picture might have been in August, so we're still keeping this in the, unless I sell this. But this is a regular Saturn. Again, the Saturn difference has less of that green in the center and more purple, and the Saturn's rings has more of the green and less purple, but both are very beautiful Coleus. Just going to go off the beaten track here, just because this is so beautiful. We're going to include this. I got a arrow garden. I grew some lettuce and so forth like you're supposed to, but I bought some Zenia seeds. I was like, I wanted to get some flowers in the backyard too, besides Coleus, get a little flower action going. So I grew a bunch of these zinnias, and I also grew some calipricolas, which I'm going to show you. Right, Cher? It's an inside joke between me and my friend Sherry. But yeah, you can see this zinnia planter is just monster. And you know what? I haven't even deadheaded it. I think that one needs to be cut, but I haven't even deadheaded it. It's just fantastic. But I've been fertilizing it well with bloom booster, general purpose bloom booster, water soluble plant food. So what do you think of this zinnia? Let's sit back here. And here's a little mix I kind of threw together. I had a Saturn. These were 2 rootings, and some Christmas candy. So I just threw 2 and 2, I guess, in this pot, and just kind of let them go. And you see the Christmas candy is going to seed. So we're going to let this go to seed. But what do you think? Number 5, I guess, 6. The combo Christmas candy Saturn. All right, and here are one of my planters on my deck. This is a combination. A lot of pollinators over here. I have my Rosa Sharon tree, so I got a lot of pollinators here. But this is a Christmas candy. I don't know if it's Christmas candy or mosaic. I think it's Christmas candy. Mosaic's a little darker. And there's a little fireworks. There's, and again, one of those fireworks wizard rose that I call, that I named. This is a combination planter. And we'll include this. This is like number 6. I forget the count we're on. 6, maybe 7. Number 6. The Wizard Rose Fireworks Combo Mosaic Planter. Okay, now here's the other mega planter I have. This is huge. This has got a bunch of different. Those are like the not colossal. I don't have any colossal marbles left. I wish, and I sold all the seeds. This is a crimson gold, and Empire Kong, and there's another darker Empire Kong. I think I cross-pollinated this with a Kingswood torch, so it's like an Empire Kong, but it has the Kingswood torch color. It's got that really dark purple. So this is a monster. Okay, and here we are, the Defiance Coleus Mega Planter. Going to seed. It's on the other side of my yard and way in the back. So really healthy Coleus. I've trimmed it a little bit, but I haven't. Again, this is if it isn't broke, don't trim it. It needs a little bit. It's always good to do some maintenance. What I need to do, I did it once before, is rotate it around. We got the flag over here. but we do need to rotate it. Excuse the camera work, folks. Rotate it around. I'm gonna really, so it does need to be trimmed because everything is kind of leaning out towards the front. So you know, there is some maintenance that needs to be done, but there's only so much time in a day for me. I have my plate overflowing with stuff to do. But what do you think? Defiance, Coleus. These are cool. These are like, talk about fireworks. They just reach out like a really explosion. Okay, so normally I don't really film much in my front yard because there's some traffic going over, especially at the beach. But these do so well, and this year, I think it's really the first year that I haven't had really big, insect problems. Normally in the front here, I do have some, but normally in the front here I get a lot of insects because it's shady here. It's a lot of sun and shade, but it's very shady here, and there's more of a breeze up front here. It's like two different weather systems. My backyard tends to be a little warmer than the front yard, but I do have a Canadian maple here. But this is, look at the size of this empire. This is a beast. So we got a jade, Christmas candy, Empire Kong. This is one of my front planters. And on this side, now I always make I make these up every year, and I just toss in, I try to mix it up. I always mix it up. So I got the Saturn rings here, some these are, I don't know if these are really empires. These are Kongs. They're in the Kong family. Similar, they're a little darker, maybe Kong reds, because they have that red in the center and the black, and then some crimson golds here. Now these are a little different than the crimson golds in the front, but this is really what they look like. You may have a little more gold than the crimson, and same thing with the jades in the back, a little less white in the center on these. And there's a couple that are normal that have more white, but it's a nice mix. It's a nice plant. They're very healthy. Again, no insects, very, very little insect problems. And here we go. And I think I had mentioned these in one of my videos. This is that repurposed wagon. And I just put a bunch of Coleus in there. It's a nice mix up. Nice mix. Really fills in. And they do pretty well here. They get sun in the morning, nice cool breeze, and water and fertilizer, and traffic. Jersey Shore traffic. All right, everybody. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite mega Coleus planter? I love making these mega monsters. They're just great. Every year is a little something different. Some years they all get pretty good size. A few years back I had this one, and of course we saw the earlier Saturn, that beast, and but that's how it goes. But it's still exciting because you never know. So who knows, maybe not this year, maybe next year I'll get another real crazy one. So so what's your favorite Coleus? Thanks for watching Jim's Holiest of Coleus. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.